Today, I'm going to give you information about a powerful and a dangerous motion, which, if passed in the Lok Sabha, it can lead to the resignation of the Prime Minister and his entire Council of Ministers. And the name of this motion is No Confidence Motion. No Confidence Motion is introduced in the Lok Sabha, always in the Lok Sabha, never in the Rajya Sabha. It is introduced by the opposition party against the ruling party. One very interesting thing about this motion is that there is no mention of no confidence motion in the entire Indian Constitution. Yes, it's correct. It is nowhere mentioned in the Indian Constitution. From where does it come? Article 118 of the Indian Constitution says that each house of the parliament can have its own rules and procedures for transacting the business of the house, and there is a rules of business and conduct of the Lok Sabha. So in that rule book there is a mention of no confidence motion. Now the next question is why and how this motion is introduced and why this motion is introduced. To understand the answer of why, we must know how the government is formed. After the elections, whichever political party is able to gain absolute majority. Now what is absolute here means 50% plus 1 seats. Did I say 50 plus 1? No. I said 50% plus 1 seats. Whichever political party is able to gain absolute majority is able to form the government. The leader of that political party is appointed as Prime Minister by the President, and then on the advice of this Prime Minister, the cabinet is appointed by the President. So whichever political party is able to gain absolute majority, they are able to form the government. And Article 75(3) of the Indian Constitution says that the Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. What does that mean? It means they can remain in their office till the time they enjoy the confidence of the majority of the members of the Lok Sabha. It means, in a simpler language, if I'll say, till the time you have the majority, you can remain into governance. The day you don't have the required numeric strength, you cannot remain into the governance. Okay. So when the ruling party is not sure, is not able to have that required number, that is absolute majority, they cannot remain into the governance, and then it is introduced by the opposition party. So it is, now the next question is how. It is very simple. It is just a single liner motion, one liner motion, which says that the House has lost faith in the Council of Ministers. No prior notice is required. We all know that the first sitting of the House begins at 11 o'clock. You can introduce this motion by 10 o'clock also. Okay, by writing just one line that the House has lost faith in the Council of Ministers. So when the working of the House will start, this will be brought before the notice of the Speaker. The Honorable Speaker will ask the Member of Parliament to stand at his place and to introduce the no confidence motion. The single line will be spoken by the Member of Parliament. Then the Speaker will ask the Member of Parliament, whosoever is in support of this motion, please stand up at your places. So if the count is 50, it means if the no confidence motion is supported by the 50 members of the Parliament, the Speaker has to admit that motion to the House. It means the discretion of the Speaker will not work here to get this motion admitted to the House. Okay, it is admitted by the House, not by the Speaker. If 50 members of Parliament are supporting this motion, the Speaker has to admit that motion to the House. And once this motion is admitted, the Speaker will grant 10 days leave, and it will be followed by a debate. The debate can be within those 10 days, it can be after 2 days, or it can be on the 10th day. On the day of the debate, the time will be allocated to each political party according to their numeric strength in the House. In the last, the Prime Minister will speak, and to counter him, in the very last, the Member of Parliament who has introduced the no confidence motion will answer the Prime Minister. And then this motion is put for voting. Okay. First, it will be oral, and then there is electronic voting. Each Member of Parliament has 3 buttons at their places. One is green, one is red, one is yellow. Green means yes, red means no, and yellow means abstain. So the result will be there on the electronic display at the same time. And if this motion is passed, the Prime Minister and the entire Council of Ministers has to resign. Okay. So this motion was introduced for the first time in 1963 against the government of Honorable Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. Recently, it was against our Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi, and the Prime Minister who has faced it for most of the times, that was Mrs. Indira Gandhi. During her tenure as a Prime Minister, she has faced no confidence motion for at least 15 times. And our Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he had lost this no confidence motion, and then his government had to resign. So I'll give you a recap once again for this no confidence motion. Number 1, it is introduced in the Lok Sabha by the opposition party. It requires 50 members support to get it admitted to the House. Once admitted, then there will be a 10 days leave granted by the Speaker. On the 10th day or within 10 days, there will be a debate followed by the voting. And if passed, the Prime Minister and his entire Council of Ministers has to resign. I hope you would have understood. Thank you so much. For more such information, please subscribe to my channel and follow me on Insta. Thank you.